Texas and trucks just go together, so it's no surprise at the inaugural Barrett-Jackson collector car auction in Houston, Texas, we had a ton of great pickup trucks. Hi there, I'm Rick DeBrule. Welcome to our Barrett-Jackson Top 10 series. And today, we're looking at the top 10 pickup trucks sold at the Barrett-Jackson inaugural event in Houston. And we'll start right off the bat with number 10, a 1972 Chevrolet C10 custom pickup truck.
1972 Chevrolet C10 custom pickup. Custom built by Fat Fender Garage, this fleet-signed Resto Mod pickup is powered by a dyno-tuned 350 cubic inch crate V8 engine. It's equipped with a Holley Sniper electronic fuel injection 4L60E automatic transmission. Flowtech block hugger headers, Dana True Track differential, features Ride-Tech suspension with coilovers, 2 rear shocks, Willwood 4-wheel disc brakes, and air conditioning.
Well, I featured this beautiful two-tone, this creamsicle, yesterday in a feature, and I said, maybe since we're in Texas, this is UT Orange for University of Texas. The consignor went, no, it's definitely not UT Orange. It's more like Chevy Hugger Orange. I don't know, maybe he went to Oklahoma. But okay, apologies, Hugger Orange it is.
I checked the VIN on this one, and in the third spot, we see the letter S. It was born at 6-cylinder, but now has a 350 V8.
$79,000. Congratulations to those folks right there.
So how do we top that? Well, our number 9 pickup truck from Houston was a beast. This one is a 2021 Ram 3500. It's a dually pickup truck with a 6.7-liter diesel engine.
2021 Ram 3500 dually pickup. This 4x4 short bed mega cab 2021 Ram 3500 is powered by that 6.7-liter Cummins turbo diesel engine, made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission. This pickup is lifted and rides on 22-inch black fuel wheels wrapped with 35-inch tires. This beautiful 3500 dually pickup features heated and cooled leather seats, as well as a 12-inch Uconnect information screen. Pickup also has backup camera, remote smart, and body-colored bumpers and grille.
So, $80,000 tees on the muscle.
Time for the number 8 pickup truck sale from Houston, Texas. You know, everybody's got their opinion about what the best year or best decade for a pickup truck is. We want to hear your comments down below. Make sure you tell us what you think is the best year. But how about 1969? That was the number 8 sale. It was a Chevy K10 custom pickup truck, Hugger Orange, big lift kit. How could you go wrong?
1969 Chevrolet K10 custom pickup, recently undergone a rotisserie full frame restoration. One of 1,649 originally produced short bed 4x4s in 1969. Power that comes from a modified 350 cubic inch V8 engine. The engine has been heavily modified, has a GM high performance distributor, TCI turbo 350 automatic. Worn lockers, custom aluminum hubs, cold case aluminum radiator, new factory wiring harness, new gauges, factory tack, 4-inch lift kit, and it's riding on new 35-inch BF Goodrich all-terrain tires.
90.
Well, you know, the half-ton short bed is the recipe for fun and profit, and this is a real half-ton four-wheel drive short bed. Kind of a weird combination. Only 1,649 of these were made. Now, they do sell conversion kits, take a long bed, turn it into a short bed. This ain't one of them. It's real.
Yeah, back in 1969, most people who wanted to work with their truck wanted the long bed. They wanted something they could haul things with. So the short bed, not quite as popular. All the work that's been done to this custom, look underneath it. It's got twin shock absorbers, these twin Fox shock absorbers up front, twin canisters in the rear. All kinds of great work that's been done.
Yeah, 355 small block under the hood. Not something that came from Chevrolet, but that's all good. It's basically a 30 over 350. That's where the extra 5 cubic inches come from. But it has aluminum cylinder heads, which is nice. Sheds about 35 pounds off the nose. Good power. Going to be at least 250 horsepower, something like that.
New 35-inch BF Goodrich all-terrain tires on Cali off-road wheels. Hugger orange over white.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the paint just looks great up here on the block. The Hugger orange, really freshly done. The white, let's call it a creamsicle.
Let's call it sold for $85,000.
You say the 1960s is a little too modern for you? Well, our number 7 pickup truck sale from Houston, a little bit older. From the 1940s, it was a 1946 Chevy custom pickup truck. This one was great. Mustang 2 front end. It's got disc brakes. Kind of looks like a resto mod. Beautifully done. And by the way, we didn't see this one on the broadcast. The only place you watched it was on the live stream or right here.
This is a 1946 Chevrolet custom pickup. The power is supplied by a 5.7-liter, 8-cylinder Corvette LT1 engine backed by a 4L60E automatic transmission. The interior consists of modified bucket seats with saddle leather upholstery, color matched seat belts, and German square weave carpet.
So $90,000 in Dar Wabot.
So how popular were pickup trucks at our inaugural Houston, Texas auction for Barrett-Jackson? Well, so popular, we had a 5-way tie for number 6 on our top 10. We're going to start with the Chevrolets. We had a 1972 custom, we had a 1959 custom pickup truck, and we're going to start with a 1960 El Camino.
I am in love with this 1960 El Camino. It reminds me of my second generation 67 El Camino I had. Now this is the first, and he is beefed up, man. Check out, just super smooth and shaved. Now it's subtle, but there's a beautiful two-tone Mercedes gray and silver. I am just loving it. Now inside, he's got a supercharged LS, made it to a 4L65E trans, and just gleaming. Now I want you to check this interior. Two-tone Mercedes and Lexus leather. updated gauges. Now, DeBrule, I'm going to tell you something about El Caminos that you might not know. When I was driving my 67 El Camino, total guy magnet. Every time I was at the grocery store, the gas station, they are just coming out of the woodwork. So if you're lonely, get yourself an El Camino.
This 1960 Chevy El Camino custom pickup is lowered by an LS engine stroked to a 383 cubic inch paired to a performance belt 4L65E automatic transmission rated to handle up to 1,000 horsepower.
This is the third 1960 Elco in this year's sale, and one in my garage. The emblems have been shaved off of here. They have added some of the Impala stainless trim, gleaming base coat, clear coat paint, a lot of upgrades. Wow.
Yeah, second and final year for the El Camino before it took a break until 64. We noticed that wraparound rear window. In the world of Chevy pickup trucks, there were a few different cab designs. There were small ones, big ones, wide ones. There was no decontented El Camino with a small window. They all had this beautiful wraparound window, even the six-cylinder models.
Well, if a rising tide lifts all boats, I'm loving this. This is the first six-figure first-gen El Camino I can remember to cross the block at Barrett-Jackson.
But so much work done to that. 1,000 horsepower that transmission can handle, and $100,000 for the price. Well, this is Texas. Plenty of pickup trucks here and plenty of beautiful ones. We've seen a number of them cross the block so far. And up there right now, a 1972 Chevy K10 custom pickup truck.
This one has some pretty trick details on the fenders. We see a 454 logo, which is not something you could get, but the chassis cam will show us even more. Here's the beautiful underside of that 454 big block. Dana 60 front axle, turbo 400 automatic, crossover for more torque on the exhaust. Looks like a 12-bolt corporate axle in the tail. Good-looking rig.
I love these GM two-tones. Unfortunately, the current Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra doesn't lend itself to this kind of paint treatment. A lot of stainless trim down the side, including some simulated wood grain. This Cheyenne Super 10 was one of Chevy's early attempts at adding luxury to the utilitarian pickup truck.
The two colors that you're seeing, the top color is laser red. That's actually a Mazda color. And the color down below that white, that's a GM color. So they got a little creative in their color palette as they were building this.
And that rear axle is actually a 14-bolt, not the 12-bolt, similar Salisbury-style item. That is not something that was ever offered in 1972 on a half-tonner, but it's strong, it bolts right in.
Well, you got two kind of pickup fans. Those that want them slammed to the ground with big sway bars so they'll handle, and those that want them lifted so you can have some off-road fun, this, of course, being the latter.
This one has a steel bed, but 72 is the final year for the starting cycle, 67 through 72. And we see in this one, again, the steel bed, but you could get a wooden bed on these if you chose, but 72 on, no more wood beds in Chevy pickups.
Yet another $100,000 sale here at Barrett-Jackson on Saturday, a 1972 Chevy K10 custom.
Fully custom 59 Chevrolet Apache custom pickup on a Fat Man Fabrications chassis, complete with independent front suspension, coilovers at all four corners, 13-inch 6-piston wheel wood front disc brakes with 10-inch units in the rear, 373 gears, and it's rolling on 20-inch billet specialty wheels. Dealer's Choice Award at Good Guys 11th Midwestern Nationals and was one of the finalists for 2011 Truck of the Year at Good Guys Southwest Nationals event.
500 to get down 95 and 95 and 95,000 out to get down 555 90's up here now 5 and 95,000 out to get down 555 95 and 100 and 95 97 now 100 and 97 100 and 100,000 out 100,000 out to get down 1 and 100,000 out to get down 1 and 100,000 out to get down 100,000 out now 110 805 and a half sold for $100,000. Jay Bryan.
Now remember, this was a 5-way tie for the top pickup truck sales in Houston, Texas. We already saw the Chevrolets. Now let's check out the Ford. We're going to start with a 1952 Ford F1 Custom, followed by a 1968 Ford F100 Custom. This one was nicknamed Wiley, and it set a new record.
And now this beautiful frame-off restored 1952 Ford F1 pickup.
Well, the final year before the 1953 redesign, which pushed the cab forward about 6 inches and arrived at kind of a stubby look, although we saw that customized 56 that had a stretch nose sell for a lot of money. But this is the final year for this family. It does have the flathead V8 with 239 cubic inches, 3-speed manual transmission, but a nice restoration. And it's so nice, it's been appreciated by the Antique Automobile Club of America, a couple of senior awards right there. So it's been judged by the best as being one of the best.
Yeah, and so often this week we have seen this vintage of pickup truck come across, and it's been heavily modified. It's nice to see one that's been brought back to its original specs. And I often go back to the point, back in 1952, when this truck was new, I have no doubt it was used and abused. So the fact that it's here looking in this condition, it's been resurrected in such a way that it's absolutely beautiful. I also love the fact that one of the subtle things they have not done on this particular car is this truck is they have left the grille up front. They haven't chromed it. It's still silver. I believe the color was called argent silver back then. And so instead of painting it, instead of chroming it, they've left it painted, which is likely the way it originally came.
And speaking of paint, the bed in this one is the correct wooden presentation, and yes, it is also correctly painted as they were from the factory at Ford. Now, you know, it's nice to imagine they would have varnished and sanded all of the wooden planks, but they did not have the time for that. They glue these things together, blasted some paint on it, and sent them out. And this is the same idea, although the craftsmanship done here, I'm sure, is a lot nicer than done at the Dearborn plant back in 1953. Too.
Yeah, oftentimes we see car crossing the block and the panel fit is exactly right. You know, when it left the factory, the panel fit wasn't nearly that good.
Well, when it came to underhood and chassis components, paint was not there for appearance. It was there simply to prevent rust and protect the underlying metal.
I've been to Ford's River Rouge plant where they still build F-Series pickup trucks. If you get a chance and you're in Dearborn, go check it out. It's wonderful. It's a great insight behind the scenes. Look at how vehicles are built. Go to the River Rouge plant, check it out. It's cool.
I just took a quick glance underneath this truck. It looks just as nice in the bottom underneath as it does up top.
And the number stays the same. $100,000 is the sale price of that Ford F1 pickup.
To 1968 Ford F100 custom pickup truck, nicknamed Willie E, and powered by a modern 5-liter Coyote, fuel injected, engine backed by a 6-speed manual transmission.
Managed to get through all those pickup trucks. Now it's on to number 5, but don't forget to click and subscribe, and we want to hear your comments as well. So what was number 5? Turned out to be a 1959 Chevy 3100 custom pickup truck.
1959 Chevrolet 3100 custom pickup underwent a full frame-off nut and bolt restoration. The custom pickup, it's powered by a fuel-injected 5.3-liter LS engine, dual exhaust, backed by a 4L60E automatic transmission. Underwent a full frame-off nut and bolt restoration. The full custom interiors done in bright red, including the door panels, console, headliner, and it features vintage air.
What a beautiful resto mod this is, done in black and red. That theme carried through even here into the grill. In '58, the United States government approved 5 3/4-inch round headlights in pairs, in addition to the single 7-inch round headlight we were all so familiar with. Chevrolet jumped right on it and put it on these pickups first as an option, and then across the line for quad headlights.
This one has the fleet side body without the bolt-on fender seen earlier. This takes over from the Cameo from 55, 6, 7, and 8, but this is steel, whereas the Cameo was fiberglass.
Big and bold, $110,000 to those folks up in the skybox, a 1959 Chevy 3100 custom pickup.
So you say a crew cab just isn't big enough for you? Well, the number 4 truck sale at Barrett-Jackson in Houston turned out to be a true beast. From 2016, it was a Ford F450. This is a platinum custom pickup truck with 6 doors.
This is a 2016 Ford F450 Platinum Custom Pickup Truck. This is a one-owner 2016 F450 Custom 6-door pickup. Clean Carfax. The third row has authentic platinum trim seating to match perfectly. This truck has 27,000 original miles. Two-and-a-half-inch level kit, 22-inch American Force independent forged wheels with 35-inch Nitto Ridge Grappler 12-ply tires.
Worked our way up to the top 3 pickup truck sales from the Barrett-Jackson collector car auction in Houston. Number 3 was a 1956 Chevy 3100 custom pickup truck. According to the consignor, it took 3,100 hours to build this thing, so it was beautiful as it crossed the block.
Up on the block right now here in Houston, a 1956 Chevrolet 3100 custom pickup truck.
Custom is the word. The suspension, as we can see, is air. It's lowering down. It's settling as we speak. That's very cool. Up and down with the turn of a switch. Lift motor's running a pump. This one has an LT Ford V8, 4L60 4-speed overdrive automatic, 9-inch Ford rear axle, and just beautiful, sort of a burgundy metallic paint.
A lot of Best Truck and Best in Show awards go along with this one, which the consignor says has 3,500 man-hours in its build.
Let's take a peek with the chassis cam under this beautiful Chevy pickup. The front axle, the beam and leaf springs, long gone. There's a rack and pinion deal, aluminum oil pan. There's a 700R4, nice dual exhaust system in stainless. Ford 9-inch rear axle, there it is. No leaf springs back here. That's a 4-link setup. Really, really nice.
Oh, it's so beautiful underneath. It's almost a shame that you don't get to see that. It's so nicely done.
You know, something inside this truck, where they're moving it now, is the fact that the ceiling has been customized and molded to a variety of shapes and forms. So I like the attention to detail, really, really deep.
This very deep, dark cherry metallic with pewter accents. The candy apple finish on this is just so bright and so gleaming. I'd kind of be afraid to drive this. You know, you wouldn't want to get any road rash on that paint job.
You know, to that point, the rear valance has been rolled, and I like the artful presentation. The chrome tips come through. However, you got to wonder if on a long run, when these things get nice and warm, they might start to crack that paint. Don't know. No sign of it now, but nice work. Could come at a price.
Oftentimes, Steve, if you're going to do that, you'd have some flexible pipe in front of it to absorb some of that road shock.
Yeah, very subtle. I like the little ducktail spoiler merged into the underside of the bed. Tailgate right there. Pretty cool.
You know, as Mike said, so many awards. It won Cleveland Autorama Best Truck, Best in Class, Good Guys Builder's Choice Award. In Pittsburgh, it was the Steel City 6. So no shortage of people have said this is a high-quality truck. And look at the price. We're at $140,000.
This is the...
That's what it sells for, $140,000 for a 1956 Chevy 3100 custom pickup truck. The dark cherry metallic, beautifully done.
Well, the number 2 pickup truck sale from Barrett-Jackson in Houston turned out to be a great one. A 1958 Chevy Apache Custom. It was a short bed. It had fleet side, big window. So what did it sell for?
Good money on the block right now. $100,000, 110 bid for a 1958 Chevy Apache custom pickup truck.
I've got a feeling that several bidders waited all day for this one to roll across the block. A true resto mod, paint way better than it was born with. And big money.
Yeah, small block Chevy with 700 R4 automatic with a floor shifter, 10-bolt rear axle.
Yeah, if somebody thought they were going to wait till the end of the auction to pick up a deal, not so. We're at $170,000.
This one's not to be confused with the Chevy Cameo Carrier, which was in its final year for 58 as well. This is steel-bodied. That was fiberglass.
Well, we had a phone bidder involved, but it was the gentleman up in the skybox that pulled it off. $175,000 for that beautiful Apache custom pickup truck.
So what did it take to be the number 1 pickup sale in Texas truck country? Well, in this case, it was a 1956 Ford F100. It's a big window, it's a pro touring build, a custom chassis, all kinds of spectacular work. And boy, I'll tell you, the price on this one was massive.
It's a 1956 Ford F100, big window, custom pro touring build.
Folks, this is one of the most gorgeous pickups we've had in a sale. Absolutely flawless. Gen 2 Coyote under the hood. We've looked at this thing, it's been massaged, it's been dialed in, and here's an opportunity to buy a piece of art. Absolutely gorgeous truck at Barrett-Jackson in Houston at no reserve, Shane.
All right.
Well, here's the mighty Coyote, which is something that's kind of a new thing to the world of Ford swappers. I'm loving this. It used to be you put a 302 or something like that in here, but that's the Coyote twin cam, 4 valves. Let's have a look at the chassis cam underneath this beautiful resto mod. Now, this has been stretched 4 inches from stock. It rides on a Roadster Shop chassis. There's the underside of that camera, headers, automatic transmission, open drive. Again, that's the custom Art Morrison chassis, Roadster Shop. And it has a 9-inch rear axle with coilovers. Man, is that beautiful.
This is a Metal Brothers build. The front fenders stretched 2.5 inches. The rear fenders have been pulled 3.5 inches. All of the trim is done in that beautiful satin platinum This is the most beautiful truck I have ever seen cross the block at Barrett-Jackson. This is absolutely incredible. I'd be afraid to drive it. I just want to put it in my living room and sit there and look at it.
It's only been driven 150 miles since it was built, so I think whoever's had it kind of feels the same way as you.
On the tailgate, we see these machined aluminum Ford logo. This looks like something would come out of Ford styling. I mean, just really above and beyond the Call of Duty. Another thing, too, about this is that this has a stretched nose. In 1953, Ford shortened the front of their pickup trucks for better maneuverability around the farmyard or wherever, but it made them look kind of stubby. Well, this has been unstubbified. If you've seen it from the side, it looks kind of long and graceful. That's custom, very subtle work that you don't find on any other Ford pickup but here.
The wood in the bed is a very subtle two-tone. I didn't notice that before, and it's been polished as much as the bodywork on this one. We'll move some of the papers here so Victor can get a great shot inside. This is just incredible.
And that cab, by the way, has been chopped by about 1.5 inches. So it's hard to find, well, not hard to find, impossible to find the seams to show all the work that was done.
A very Euro-style interior with the tweed-style carpet. Belting, wow.
Well, it won Truck of the Year at the F100 Grand Nationals in 2020, and it just crossed the block and sold for $250,000.
So that'll do it for our Texas Top 10 pickup truck sales from the inaugural Barrett-Jackson collector car auction in Houston. Don't forget to click and subscribe, and make sure you watch that next video coming up. I mean, how do you top this?